I'm worried because I'm seeing a raisin on the cover.
That's what I'm looking at.
I'm going to take a bite over my sink.
Okay, I love the thing in the middle.
Wow.
Oh, picnic!
Hey guys, welcome back to Sweethearts.
Wait, I had a Waterloo in my mouth.
Oh my God.
Back to one.
Back to one.
Action.
Glasses or no glasses?
I like them in the hand like that.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Sweethearts.
Hi. Beth has her glasses in her hand in case you were picking up on that.
Mo has her hair on her head.
Mm-hmm.
And Mo, do I look tan?
Beth, you look tan. Why?
I actually was in Florida.
Okay,
you know, that
was perfect. We nailed it.
Hey, I actually had someone comment. They said the audacity to come to Florida and not do a show. And I thought, well, where am I supposed to perform in Florida?
Where were you?
Besides, I was in on the Gulf side.
Oh, keep in mind when I ask you this, I don't know anything about Florida.
Okay, near the land, not on the.
Okay.
On the perineum of Florida.
Okay.
The grundle, the hooch.
Did you say trundle?
Gooch.
Oh, okay.
I said hooch, but I meant gooch. Hooch is alcohol. Gooch
But before that, did you say trundle?
Grundle.
Okay, grundle. Because I was like, I have a lot to say about trundles, but
yeah,
we'll save it for another episode.
Experiences on trundle beds.
So what would the closest club be where you were?
I have no clue because I've never wanted to perform in Florida.
Yeah, the audacity to go to Florida and not
perform.
Do a show.
I know there's side splitters in Tampa, but when I was dating a comic years ago, he would do it and complain how terrible it was. So why would I want to do that? Especially if it was him doing it. I was like, if you're having a bad time, I'm going to have a terrible time.
Yeah, and the thing with vacation is sometimes you just have to say, this is a vacation. I cannot ruin it by bombing at a club. Or just putting yourself out there if you're going to do well or not, or that you have to put yourself in that headspace. Sometimes we should just take a vacation.
Yeah.
I haven't done it yet, but I do think that it's good advice to give.
I know, that was a definite hump to get over. Like, am I constantly Am I vacationing? Is my tour vacation?
It's not.
When you're not selling out arenas,
which
you don't
we
go.
Are. To be clear.
We choose not to do arenas because we want to stay connected.
I do the United Center when I'm in town in Chicago. I'll stop by the United Center and do a set.
I do also drop into the United Center.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're not going to go a day early because then who's paying for the hotel? You are.
And here's the thing. You have high hopes of, I'm going to go here again with Cincinnati. I'm going to Cincinnati. I'm going to go to, they have a great museum. I'm going to go there. I'll do that once out of every 10 cities.
Years.
And I'm like, I went to this museum and I was starving the whole time. I couldn't wait to get out.
I feel like I remember running into you in Austin on your way to a museum.
I do try to go to the art museums, but it's it doesn't matter. I don't do it a lot. And just know if I'm at a museum, I'm starving. I cannot figure out to eat before or after, and then it's there's so much to explore.
You have
I was
to
at the
pack
MoMA,
a little snack,
and I went on every floor, and I just had to. I was like, I got to get up to the top floor, got to go to the restaurant. I was like, I'm just gonna get some soup so I don't pass out. I thought I was gonna pass out.
Have you ever been to a restaurant, cafe, or food lounge that was good?
Let me tell you about this soup. It was a mushroom soup, which I don't usually order.
Okay.
It was disgusting.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I thought you were about to really...
No, I'm yes-anding everything you were putting down. It was gross.
Why can't we nail food and location?
It can't be that hard to make a soup that's tomato. Just put Campbell's can in there. We're not going to the museum to get the best meal of our lives.
But can it be good? Why are the places that we're trapped in that we've paid money to be in also so terrible at the food part? The airport, known for their not great food.
Yeah.
Or coffee.
Airlines food. Am I right?
Yeah. When you're the more you're trapped, the worse the food is. Which, on the spectrum of
you're right.
Prison to freedom.
You're actually right because yes, from prisons, I've never heard a good meal, and my dad was in prison.
Yeah,
he would have told me.
Yeah, he would have told you how good the food is.
But also, I've never heard of a cult.
Nothing
like if a
to write
cult
home
could
about.
give you like good Michelin star food, I'd be like, I'm in. I'm never leaving. But the food is always bad. Everyone's always
it's Kool-Aid, it's
like
poison.
not eating. It's Kool-Aid. It's literal poison.
Yeah, it's not good food. The more
not right.
you're trapped, the worse the food
But can
is.
you imagine if the cult was like, oh, we're having scallops tonight. And you're like, you know, I literally couldn't think of a celebrity chef.
Myself. That's not going to pull me in.
Oh, I hate scallops.
Okay,
but I was
why would you give that as the
I don't know, because it sounds fancy.
Even surf and turf would have brought me in further.
What is surf and turf just?
Lobster and steak.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
surf
I like that.
and turf. The cows are like turf. And the lobsters surf.
So when somebody orders surf and turf, they're getting like lobster and a steak at the same time?
Yeah.
That's gross.
You think?
Yeah, that's like not peanut butter and jelly.
You don't like mixing the different types of animals?
No, that's weird. That's and if anybody listening,
mammals.
If anybody listening eats surf and turf, turn this off and never listen to us again. I'm over
Actually,
you.
wait, please come back. I'm fine with it. Only one of us hates you.
Yeah.
Do you know what a beautiful thing it is that I taught you what surf and turf is? We've finally made it.
There's some days I go, I am from Normal, Illinois.
Yeah. And I from Dayton, Ohio. Do you remember the first time you learned what market price meant?
Oh, MP on the menu?
It's pretty close to the first time you had to do dishes. Like, it's closest I've gotten to having to do dishes to pay for my meal.
Oh my gosh, because you just...
The first time I learned about it, I was dating my Ohio boyfriend who I had loved through college. I finally snagged him.
Shout out.
I think he knew what it meant, but maybe he didn't either. And we were like, let's go for it. It says market price, and it was a seafood item, maybe a lobster, which I'm never going to eat. I'm not a lobster head.
Right.
I'm not a surf
Everybody
and turf
knows
gal.
that.
I'm a filet mignon for sure to treat myself.
It's in her first special.
Market price means basically like whatever it cost us to get it.
Like
and
that
if it was
day.
in season or not in season or whatever. Again, this is my interpretation of it. So somebody's going to absolutely tear me apart in the comments. But basically it means expensive usually. I've been, first of all, Sweetheart's podcast, Anything Sweet or Love. And I do love a rom-com, always have. A lot of our favorite ones are written by dudes. Nora Ephron for sure has gotten a few off. But it's interesting. Like we are so influenced by what we grew up watching.
When I was a kid, I watched Unforgiven a million times. Okay?
I don't even know what that is.
This is not a rom-com. It's a Clint Eastwood movie. So this is the type of stuff I was watching. Okay? I did not really do rom-coms, but my sister watched Dirty Dancing every day when we were children.
So you were catching strays on that.
Absolutely. Did I like try to memorize some of the dialogue? Yes.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing.
What were you watching when you were 12, 13?
I liked Grease. I liked
Grease,
Far and Away. I always say that Tom Cruise was my first like crush.
Oh, crush. Did you put the bowl over your privates? Because I would push rewind on that so many times because I thought I could get the glimpse. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Far and Away.
Far and Away
absolutely.
was definitely a big one for me.
I watched that 1,000 times.
I have an old joke about it where I say I used to love Tom Cruise. He was my first crush. I think it's because we were the same size.
Oh, it's so great.
And it's also related to it. Like, this is another old joke that I have, which is after seeing this, I tried to kiss my mom pretty like long.
Can we turn off the cameras? Cut the audio.
Like, I grabbed her head and held it up against my head till she pulled away and was like, Beth, what was that? And I was like, just pretended to be sleeping. But like, I kind of wanted to know.
So you were like going to bed. She's like, good night, sweetheart.
Yeah. By the way, she had to step up on my desk chair to get to my bunk bed because I was just a top bunk.
Oh my God, she could have been falling over.
I know. She was probably blown away by my kiss and could have fallen off the chair. Yeah, I wanted to know what it felt like to have more lips on your lips longer than a peck because my mom and I would just go,
yeah.
I'm sort of like, my mom's a bit of a prude in that way. But obviously it's disturbing. But
it's
not like I was using tongue on her or anything.
Yeah, it's not like you guys did any sort of like,
There was no over-the-top stuff.
Yeah, it was all on top. Listen, my sister and I, we wanted to know what it felt like to two tongues touching. And you go like that, and then you run away, and it's like this metallic.
Yeah, I know.
Like it just tastes like blood, and you're
right because you each had bitten each other's lips. Yeah, Beth, what was that? Like that?
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't know. I got caught up in the moment. Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise and Far and Away, wowie zowie. That's right up there for me with Newsies. But Newsies, you could say, isn't a rom-com. I mean, there's a love story in it, for sure. But I loved Christian Bale and Newsies. These are my kid crushes, though, you know? I'm trying to think about young rom-coms that blew me away. Like,
okay,
what was
here
formative?
you go for mine. This is like obviously pre-coming out. Didn't know that it was, originally written as a lesbian novel, Fried Green Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not really a rom-com. Yeah.
All of Mo's rom-coms.
Oh, yeah. Let's clearly I don't know what a rom-com is, but
Mo's like, love Die Hard.
Yeah. I was like, Die Hard.
I mean, it is a love story at its core.
Everything's a love story. Okay, 13 going on 30. Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Sure. Clueless.
She's All That.
13 going on 30. She's All That. Like that realm, I think, is what we're talking about. Maybe Never Been Kissed.
Oh, Never Been Kissed. Watch that.
She's All That. Yeah, those that realm for sure. I did like Bridget Jones' Diary, Notting Hill.
10
like
Things I Hate About You.
were it, you know?
Yes. I think they're
Pretty
making
Woman,
a comeback.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
Like this realm for sure, I loved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
My Best Friend's Wedding. There we go.
Oh, loved My Best Friend's Wedding. The moment I wake up before I put on
Sleepless in Seattle, a little too sleepy for me.
My sister
also
loved
like there's
Sleepless in Seattle, I believe.
But there's like a kid involved.
Isn't
so
there
I'm
an
just
email
like,
one?
nah.
You've Got Mail?
You've Got Mail. I'm like, I like the radio. I like the radio is a big part of it, which is obviously a dying medium. Podcast props. Give it to the props.
I actually didn't hear what you said because I was singing. Could you say that again?
No, it's really not worth repeating me saying that the radio industry is dead. But that is sweet about. I like that they use that as the through line.
Yeah.
My Best Friend's Wedding. I had such a crush on Julia Roberts, and then Cameron Diaz walks in, and you're like, what am I supposed to? I get why he's confused.
See, I hated her.
Cameron Diaz?
Similar to you coming on the stand-up scene in Chicago. I'm Julia Roberts, you're Cameron Diaz. I had to just,
Wait, even when she did the funny karaoke, you weren't charmed by her?
Disgusted.
Oh, God.
I hated her.
It's one of those perfect movies where you were rooting for Julia Roberts to win despite Cameron Diaz. Like, you still wanted her to win in the end.
I did. Yeah, she whatever. You come around on her a little. I can't remember, but I just mostly remember not liking her.
She's actually one of my good
Hal
friends.
was when I really what?
I'm like, she's actually one of my really good and close friends. So if you guys could not talk shit, that'd be great.
I was at my first SNL. It was hosted by, it was Green Day was the musical guest. I think who was hosting? My goodness, now I'm blanking.
Cameron Diaz?
It could have been Cameron Diaz or Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
Was the music? No, Justin
and
Timberlake.
You were going to visit?
Cameron Diaz was there because they were dating. Drew Barrymore was there because she and Jimmy Fallon were filming Fever Pitch.
Fever Pitch, great rom-com.
Really? I think I liked it.
I loved Fever Pitch.
Okay, so Shallow Hal is one I watched recently because Adam was like, I love that movie.
Does it hold up?
It actually was better than I thought it was going to be for who I am now as an adult. Like when I was a kid, I definitely judged a book by its cover. I was like, oh, I'm going to hate that because it's probably got a bad message. And this is going to be like, I don't know, making fat women feel bad or something. And I didn't like that. So I don't think I ever watched it. I was like, oh, that's probably terrible. But I love Jack Black.
Yeah.
And I rewatched it and it does, at least to me, I felt like, oh, it does hold up.
The end of it was...
It was better than I expected, but I never watched it. Like, I was waiting for it to be, like, bad. But really, it's Costanza's character. What's his name? George?
Yeah. Oh.
Spoiler alert, he has a tail in the movie. It was just bonkers. But he captures that character that is that negative presence of being judgmental and
right.
And fat, anti-fat, and fat shamey. So the voice... What the perspective is there, but the message ultimately is
no.
The message ultimately is like, of course, it's the inside that counts, and it doesn't matter what you look like. I'm in love with you type thing.
I think it was trying to get canceled because it was saying like, well, if someone's like, oh, the thought of somebody being in love with a bigger person. I think that's why people are trying to cancel it. But I think if you just go, no, this is this guy's perspective, and you fixed one man in this movie. Yeah. And that's what you got to do, one at a time. One movie at a time.
And that's kind of how I do my laughs at a stand-up club as well.
One laugh at a time.
Yeah, if one person laughs, it stays in the act.
I actually was watching Clueless with the fam on vacation this
Paul
weekend.
Rudd?
Yes. His first big role.
So hot.
They were step siblings, didn't let it stop them in the movie. And I love that.
That set a bad precedent for me when my mom remarried.
That's right before your mom came in to say goodnight.
My stepbrother was not off the table.
Yeah. Did you have a stepbrother?
I did.
How much?
He was
the age
probably, I think, 2-3 years older than me. And him and his friends would like skateboard and light stuff on fire and hacky sack. And I was like, wait.
We're going to take a famous quote from a movie. And I would love to know your guys' take.
Love means never having to say you're sorry. So that's one of the most famous quotes from this realm, A Love Story. And I'm hard disagree.
It sounds like it was, I'm not just saying this, it does sound like that is like what a man wrote, because men say I apologize instead of I'm sorry, and I don't get it. Like, it would be like a huge apology. It's like, and I apologize for that. And I'm like, why aren't you saying I'm sorry? It's like, I'm sorry is more vulnerable.
I'm sorry is a letter. I apologize is an email.
So maybe that's what they mean in that, is like, you can say I apologize, but you cannot say I'm sorry.
I like your interpretation. I would disagree. I see what you're going with this. So this is this is from Love Story, the movie, which was it Barbra Streisand? You have to admit when you're wrong and say sorry so you can move forward.
This is pre-therapy, though.
It's true. But so are they saying love means never have to say you're sorry because you know it's unconditional and just forget about it? Love means like I love you, so I don't have to say sorry.
Yeah. Like
let's
you know
cut
them
the
so
small
well that like you can feel when they're sorry.
Right. Okay. So that's what you vocalized what I was trying to get.
No, but I'm on your same page with you. Is that like you unfortunately have to say sorry. I hate saying sorry.
If you mean it though. Because
no, I don't mind if someone doesn't mean it.
Really?
Yeah, if Sam's just like, I'm sorry, if she said that, but she usually means it.
Because it would be.
I don't always. Because it's go, hard. Fine, I'm sorry.
Fine, I'm sorry.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine, if that's what you want to hear, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry you feel that way.
And you know what? That doesn't feel like love. So maybe this quote is right. Lust means never. No, that's
a no.
Yeah.
Can you tell if I mean this? I'm sorry.
I don't know, because you had this in your eyes. You were like kind of like that, so it's like
I was kind of halfway on it too. I wasn't sure if I meant it.
It felt like you were like being like, "I'm sorry," and when you both say you're sorry, and then like 30 seconds goes by, happens again. The fight starts all over again, and you're just like, "But that's the clean slate."
Yeah, we already cleaned the table.
Yeah,
don't get the dishes out.
But anyway, no, that quote, no.
That's a no for me. That's a nar for me, dog.
A boy. Okay. I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her. 100% I'm
standing in front of a boy asking him to love her. I mean, I guess is she calling upon the inner child here? To say like, I'm just a scared little girl and you're just a boy and we're just the sum of our childhoods. We're walking problems. Picture me innocent and little at the core of my innocence and know that I'm coming from a pure place.
Yeah. Your therapy worked. And I like that for you.
I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy asking. I normally look, I would typically take some sort of stance like, let's not infantilize love and adults here. Like, ew.
Yeah.
I'm actually a grown woman of age. Don't worry, 18 and older.
Right.
Yes. Asking you to love me as another adult man who's over 18.
Mm-hmm.
But for the sake of innocence and purity, I'm fine with girl and boy.
Yeah. And also just, time on the script to get it rolling.
Also, I think there's touchy subjects, right? That I think men, at least in my experience, have interpreted that we are more sensitive about, and those are in the realm of catcalling, calling a woman a girl,
calling a woman beautiful,
hugging,
saying you look
like
good.
Those are all things that I've experienced with men over the last 5-10 years, where they're like, oh, I don't know, yeah. I'm sort of like, what?
I said your hair looks nice.
I'm sorry, I said thank you, girl. I know you're a woman. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You call me a chick, call me a broad. I feel like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Or the catcalling, I know they're so sensitive. It's like, yeah, catcalling's a problem if I feel like you're following me to my home.
Right.
I've had people like say, and it's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I've also had people be like B+, and you're like, okay, that you could keep to yourself.
Yeah, B+ is a great. If I had a B+ when I was in high school, I'd be so excited.
Well, I was like, is that on a curve? Can I ask my mom to write a note to get that higher?
Yeah.
What's the deal? But he was already gone.
Did I tell you when I was pregnant? I was 9 months pregnant, and I got catcalled outside the Americana, where you think you can be safe at the mall, a Caruso mall.
Were you catching the trolley?
Trolley? Pregnant woman needing to go to Nordstrom.
Anthropology over to Nordstrom.
Nordy Club. So I was on the street. This guy, it was by the road though. So the guy whistles something out the window or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, mama," something like that. And then he
not yet.
goes by. He goes by me, sees I'm pregnant, goes, "Oh, sorry." Just the idea of
pregnant
like,
only from the front, not from the back, baby.
But I thought it was a perfect example of like, ooh, a woman, I'm gonna like do whatever I want, say whatever I want, and then it's like, oh no, it's a mother.
I better
and it's
respect
like there
it.
is this thing, yeah. Because even when you're pregnant, like men will open the door for you all, like no matter what, and it feels really good.
Yeah,
and women too. But like you go like that, and I remember going. It was like only a few. I was back in the Americana, only a few days after giving birth. I needed to get out of the house, and I was like, I got to go to Nordy. I went to Nordy, and nobody opening the door for me, and I wanted to be like, no, this is when you need to open.
Baby.
Yeah, I'm like,
do you know how much I just pushed? I cannot push again.
I can't push or pull.
Let alone a door.
Yeah. In
Outdoor
Los
mall.
Angeles, they basically make a Disneyland sort of mall. It's like a
There's
Disneyland
a movie
for
theater
adults.
in all the stores that we just said, and those are the only important things.
And everybody's rude.
I haven't experienced that.
Oh, well, get pregnant and then
no,
get
I'm constantly
unpregnant.
pregnant.
We'll see. Yeah.
It's because I'm wearing my fake belly to the Americana. I'm walking around all gassy and pushed out. I'm holding my back and my stomach like this when I go to the Americana.
You're like, I got to get to Wex.
Yeah.
What is it?
Wexler's?
Wexels. What's the pretzel
Wetzel's
place?
Pretzels.
Wexler's
Deli has good bagels.
Oh my God, I love it. That's what it was on my mind.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm at the Sprinkles ATM.
Oh yeah, I love. Oh my God, I hate when my card gets declined at that ATM.
It's embarrassing.
It is. I want my sprinkles. Okay.
And that's a cupcake ATM.
Yes.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in the world, she walks into mine.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
And just call in and see who you would cast after that reading. This actually goes to show how much context I need as a woman.
Me too.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I would never catcall a man because, like, what if he just murdered his family? You know, like, I need to know who he is before I'm going to, like, yell at him. See,
I think it's
sometimes
with the context, it's sweet. Like, you're like, okay, but
did she know it was his? Now that you think about this movie Casablanca, La La Land, it gives a little La La Land vibes.
Yeah,
just in the sense of like, okay, she didn't know it's his bar. She walks in. Did they have any past discussions of going to Casablanca?
We might have to watch every rom-com as part of this podcast.
And eat every candy. But that's why we do the podcast. This is the serendipity you can believe in. This is the kismet you can believe in. Not anymore. We don't have this anymore because you can track them if they forgot to turn off the tracker after you broke up. Like, you can know where they are because of Instagram. There's no like, oh, this is kismet. We're at the same place that you and I used to go together all the time.
Right.
Like, speaking of Wexler's, I would go there with my ex. And after a while, when I would go alone, she'd be like, where's your other half? And eventually I was like, he got on tour.
Were you know? Before that, were you just ordering 2 bagels? And you're like, he's over there. He's at G&B.
I don't want to eat his, but I might have to. He's late.
I agree. I agree that's
that stuff. You like, we don't have this anymore.
No, we can stalk
is
people.
actual serendipity.
Yeah.
And of course it's a movie, but if you ran into somebody in the old days, you'd be like, is this the universe telling me to be with you?
Mm-hmm.
Now it feels less. Although I feel like there was a Disney wind blowing me towards the guy I'm dating.
Yeah.
When it came to him meeting him out in the wild.
You.
Yeah, you were behind me like,
yeah.
Go. But yeah, you have to question whether the universe has at play, like putting you in the same location as somebody you should see again, or.
But that's to your point of like the rom-coms that we grew up with. Like you could believe that, and there was a part of you that was like, "Oh, I'm looking for signs," and like now it doesn't feel like that at all.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm already married.
And I'm just waiting on a ring. Just kidding. I'm kidding. What if my mom was my mom's divorced twice, and which is totally fine. I have no judgment whatsoever. But I was never growing up with where's the husband, where's the babies conversations.
Oh,
I was never pressured.
No,
I also have artist technically parents. I mean, my mom's a music teacher and musician, pianist.
Yeah.
My dad's a science
dad
man.
is an actor.
Yeah. Improviser.
Yes,
Love Actually. We forgot to say that was my everything. Oh, and Garden State.
Yeah.
Was huge
yes
for
to both.
Me. The soundtrack.
Yeah.
To me, you are perfect. That's the last sign, right?
That's the sign.
So the best friend shows up to Kira?
To steal his best friend's girl.
What's her last name again?
Keira Knightley.
Yeah. Yeah. To steal his best friend's girl. Actually, just to tell her how he felt. I will say, I didn't love her in this. It was annoying. I felt like she was always sort of biting her lip and very hungry because she was so hungry. And I thought she But in this moment, I appreciated the grace she showed for him and compassion.
Yeah. And she still gets to be like, oh, look at all these men in love with me, which is exciting. Cute? Yeah. In retrospect, I go, yeah, that's not right. But when I was watching the film, in the moment, I was like, first of all, I was in love with Keira Knightley. But also, I felt the feelings like when he would do that, I'm like, oh my God, the sweetest thing. Are you kidding me? You show up with these signs. I'm like, I believed in love. I was like, oh my God. And good penmanship.
Yeah, I mean, I was invested. I remember being invested in all these people's stories in Love Actually. They're all pretty well done and heartbreaking. I guess probably if I had to name a favorite in it was the Lewinsky-Clinton relationship between Hugh and
so amazing.
Yeah.
Now my favorite is the Colin Firth.
Yeah.
That one is sweet.
Where he's learning the language.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
And
it's interesting how that changes
wrong.
over time, what you liked. I was obviously so sad by the Emma one.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That one is heartbreaking. But I can't
necklace.
listen to Joni Mitchell the same way. I always
think of that.
Yeah. But you know what the best part is? Hugh Grant in that story. I always think about it because I do it sometimes to people and they don't know what I'm doing. But I'm just like, hi. Because he goes down the stairs. He's like, hi. And he's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like,
hi. You know what I always think of? Him getting hit with the octopus tentacle when the kids get in the car to take him to the Christmas play.
That's such a good story.
Yeah. I like that relationship. She was of age or of more of an age than Monica Lewinsky was. But
yeah, this set off all those like rom-coms like Valentine's Day and all those like, let's get like 100 stories in one.
Yeah.
I don't know if Crash was before or after it, but it was like all those movies at the same time.
Loving Crash for whatever reason. My goodness.
And then everyone's like, that's a horrible movie. And I was like, whatever you guys are saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I didn't cry. Wasn't ludicrous in that?
I would need to see it again because I'm telling you, I don't remember. I'm sure it was some sort of propaganda for.
Oh, yeah. It was like The Blind Side, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going to say, just like, I've had this conversation with my mom, too, when we had our podcast, which was like, she loved the movie The Help. And I remember one of my friends, April, who's a Black woman, was like, oh, so, unfortunately have to teach me these things. Which is like, oh, it's like sort of a white savior tale. This is back in days of dollop in Chicago. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay.
You're like, okay,
I didn't realize that. Yes. And you makes perfect sense. And also, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
What was my mom loved? Well, my mom loves West Side Story. Maria.
Oh, okay. Let me see. She might be at work. Let's see. Oh no, I have her location on and she's at home.
Met a girl named Maria. Mary.
Hello.
Mom, you're live on the I'm Do not say anything bad about Beth Stelling.
What? I'm on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
we
live
love
on the
you.
podcast.
Mary.
Oh, I
That's
didn't know podcasts. Hi, Beth. I didn't know podcasts were live. I thought they were all recorded.
Yeah, well, it's recorded, but you're okay. You have a good point there, but
Yeah, if you say anything you regret, it can be used against you.
yeah, we can use this clip for anything. We can destroy
No, but we'll
your
cut
life.
out. If you say anything, we'll cut it out.
Yeah, if you say
bad.
anything
if
at
you
all.
say anything at all.
So we were talking about rom-coms, and we wanted to know what your favorite rom-com was, what your favorite romantic movie is.
Fools Rush In.
Fools Rush In, R.I.P.
Okay, I love the surety.
Yeah, Fools Rush In. Yeah, why?
I really liked it. It had the music was great on it too, and it had it was the clash of cultures kind of, and like I loved her family. She had these brothers that were so protective of her, Yeah. And
I remember liking this one too.
yeah.
Oh, good, you brought it up.
Yeah.
Fools Rush In. I can't particularly remember it. But
what about Blue is the Warmest Color? Did you ever see that one?
No, I didn't. But then of course, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh,
yeah, she
I
loves
love
that
My
one.
Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah.
The Windex.
Yeah, the Windex.
Yes, and that's true story. That's true story.
Did you know them?
Do I know them? Oh,
they were, well, they were from Chicago, in Greektown.
I love that.
Or what are you guys watching right now?
Well, right now, Wheel of Fortune just started. We were watching the news.
Oh, okay.
Can you guess the solve?
Yeah. Are you guessing any? Who gets them faster, you or Greg?
It just started. Oh, we're both probably about the same.
Don't give him that credit, Mary.
Mary, we know you're faster.
Yeah. You're an electrician.
You know who's the fastest?
Kendall?
No,
Sandra?
Cindy.
Oh, I wasn't going to guess her.
Because Cindy and I went and tried out to get onto the Wheel of Fortune.
We got to get you on there.
Oh.
We have to get you on there.
I think with our combined Hollywood contacts, we can get you on the Wheel of Fortune.
And that's something that we are putting to pod.
We are going to drop everything else in our lives to make sure that you're on this.
Can you be here in LA tomorrow?
Yeah, get on a flight, Mary.
Make a total fool of myself.
Are you willing to shave your head?
Because when you're sitting at home, you can guess them all, but
I know the pressure when the pressure's on. You can't prepare yourself for live TV or live podcast.
There's no way I'm not cursing if I get bankrupt. I'll tell you that much. They're going to have to cut out a lot.
How embarrassing to have the solve be so easy to everybody else.
Oh, and you say an A instead of an O? Yeah.
It's kind of like life, though. Yeah. Everybody's like, he's right behind you.
Or you say A and it had already been guessed.
Oh, yeah. No, I would never make that mistake.
Embarrassing.
Okay, well, we're going to let you go because it sounds like you're busy.
Okay.
The Wheel of Fortune.
All right.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
You want me to try my mom?
Sorry about her. She's a total bitch. Mary.
Hello.
Hey, Mom.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Did you call me?
I did call you on purpose. Don't make it seem like I never call.
No, you always call.
Thank you.
I just I had my iPad out and
not to brag. Are you on your period? Has anybody ever
made my iPad? And I just read your story with Tom Papa.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to let you know,
happening?
just legally got to tell you, you are currently on Mo and I's podcast.
Oh no.
Hi.
Mo's here,
Hi, Mo.
and Stella, and Guy,
Hi, Stella.
and Ariel.
Oh
But
my gosh.
I know, pressure's on.
What's happening?
I'm phoning a friend, and you're my friend, and that is, what's your favorite rom-com? I actually already guessed for you, but I just want to know.
Can't say Fools Rush In.
Yeah, Mary. We just called Mo's mom Mary, and she said Fools Rush In. I have another guess of what hers is going to be.
I think my favorite rom-com
One fine day.
might be Sleepless in Seattle.
Good
Very
one.
good.
Sleepless in Seattle. Why?
I just love that.
Yeah. What? Can you remember why? Or I mean, I'm just curious.
Well, I like Sleepless in Seattle, but I also like, I used to love Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks together.
Yeah, me
But
too.
what was the one? Oh, You've Got Mail.
You've
I
Got
guess.
Mail. Yeah, we loved those. I remember Megan liking them too.
Yeah, Meg liked him too. Was that the one where
Nora
Meg Ryan had
Ephron
the
wrote
little
them.
bookshop, a
Yeah.
little bookstore?
Mhm.
The bookstore, yeah, and she's
And
like a little prickly.
Yeah, and he could, because he's coming in with this big fox, like,
He's
Books and Co.
he's the Barnes and
right.
Noble to our Books and Co.
That's correct. That is it.
Yeah.
But it all, all turns out so sweet in the end.
Yeah, I loved that too. A nice
Yeah.
massage for the heart.
I know. Frank says his favorite is Lassie Come Home.
Whose is
Frank's
that?
favorite is Lassie Come
The
Home.
dog.
What about Homeward Bound?
Oh,
That would be
a good
Frank's
one, too,
favorite.
wasn't it? Yeah, I guess you're right. Lassie Come Home, it would be like,
Too old for him.
vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah, way
Lassie.
too old.
Homeward Bound is very stressful.
Okay, well, thanks, Mom. My other guess was, what was the Colin Firth one you loved? Remember?
Bridget
Pride and
Jones.
Prejudice?
I Pride and Prejudice.
You love that one too.
But it was with
Maybe it wasn't.
I get no. Colin Firth wasn't in that one.
What was the one you liked with him in that?
No, I loved the one with the guy that's just been in Succession. Matthew, what's his name? It's Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadden.
Oh,
That's my fave.
okay.
I mean, I could watch that 3 or 4 times.
That's
a day.
the one I knew you
Oh,
liked.
Darcy.
Yeah, Pride and
Yes.
Prejudice, Darcy. Okay.
Yeah.
I also said West Side Story for you.
Oh, and I love that too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's timeless. Yeah.
Okay, well, we better get
Okay.
back to the pod. I love you, Mom.
All right. Love you too, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Say bye to
Bye.
Mo.
Bye-bye, Mo.
Bye.
Love
Hey,
you.
I still owe Mo a box of Esther Price. I got to get on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll resend
it.
her
I'd be so
address.
lucky. We'll
Yes.
eat him on the pod.
Yeah, we will. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Bye.
My mom just talks to her kids and gets off the phone to talk to the next one. I think she spends at least 4 hours a day just on the phone. I mean, she has 5 kids, but she
I know,
just
she's
recites the
Her
same
entire
thing over
schedule
again.
is like kid talk. She's
She
like,
does.
From 9 to 10, I talk to Kendall.
Oh yeah,
11 to
but she
12
goes
months.
she will do the same story. So she'll be like, okay,
Sandy's
so
there,
what
though.
I'm doing today is at 7 I'm picking up grandma. So she'll go over the whole thing, and then she'll get off the phone with me, and then she'll tell the same thing to Mary Kate, and then she'll get off the phone with Mary Kate, say the same thing to Sandra. Yeah. So you want to be the last one because it's going to be the best version of the story.
Yeah, because she's honed it.
Yeah.
She's been running it on other folks, and
Right.
we've got the final.
Because if I'm first, I'm like, Mom, she'll just start talking about some random person. I'm like, wait, who is this person in the story? And she's like, she has to connect the dots. You guys know how mom stories are.
yeah, usually, I mean, well, yeah. I also think it's funny when she's like, this is age old tale of a mom, which is like, call, pick up, hi, what's up? How are you? Good. Well, I'll let you go. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what? You called me.
Wait.
I'm not that busy.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Want to explain what they are?
Ooh,
Yes.
Maltesers. I've heard of Maltesers.
Are they like Whoppers?
Yes, a little bit. You want to look at them?
Yes.
A sad version. Oh
okay,
my
great.
goodness.
Yeah, you would know.
And then we also have picnics, which I actually haven't heard of, but it's a Cadbury treat.
I think these are my favorite personally.
Okay, guys, personal favorite of the Ooh.
Oh, flakes. I think I've had that one.
Flake.
Yeah.
And that's another Cadbury. Thank you, Guy. Look at these. Mo, they made a candy after you.
Oh, flake.
It like took you a long time to register that.
Wow. I was looking at this hole that this Whopper comes out of.
Oh my goodness. What an interesting box. The Maltesers have a little
Okay, but can we
peephole.
just say the Malteser's not the best name?
I think it's the best name of all time.
No.
Maltese is a dog. Teaser is what we just watched of Portrait of a Lady.
I'm just like, you expect a kid to, like, we're talking about product.
Maltesers.
Yeah.
They're British kids. They're not as
they're smarter.
disturbed as Americans.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not looking at this and going, oh, look, it's a glory hole.
Yeah.
So the skin on it.
The skin?
Is thinner than a Whopper.
Market price.
Okay. I'm going for my third now.
Okay. Beth claims that this candy's about me because it's called Flake.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Beth has a Malteser in her bra. Yes. Can we see that again on the replay?
Okay, Maltesers are naughty little boys.
Wow. Going
okay,
straight for the cleave.
I've had 3. And this will be my 4th, and I'm just going to capture the crunch into the mic because a lot of the fans asked for that.
Yeah.
That's what the Maltesers sound like in the box.
It's like marbles in a,
and they have
in
a little hole
tin.
that it comes out of. And this is the crunch.
Okay, so what do we think? 1 through 10.
Maltesers for me, 10.
I like dark chocolate. So it's not going to be a 10 for me. It's going to be a 5.
My mom's favorite candy
But if
is a
we're
Whopper.
comparing Whoppers and Maltesers, I might go.
I might hold on to
Maltese.
those and take them to my mom for her birthday, which was February 17th. This is the flake. Okay, so it looks like when you were trying to find a stick for s'mores back in the day.
This is actually extremely accurate. And
It looks like a little branch. It's a little too thick for a s'more. But, yeah, it's a little Groot-like.
They really have
long.
no interest in smoothing it out.
It's probably like 7 inches long or something.
You wouldn't know. Beth's the expert.
Or a compliment to Adam. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, I actually think it tastes way better than it looks. It looks like shit. They did not do it. You see the veins of the branch.
It's less, it is veiny. It is less dense than I thought it would be. Not as rich, which is good because you can have more of it.
I think it is kind of rich.
It's sort of like a chocolate rope.
What is the flake part?
I think it's like because it could possibly flake into your lap, which is why I double checked. The flake is that it's not going to show up to your birthday.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get.
It's not going to show up to your birthday because...
Oh, it's flaking. Oh, it's flaking.
Because you can't get these in Dayton.
There's the flake. This is the type of thing that your parents aren't allowed to have in the back seat.
Yeah.
No.
You cannot have this in the bed.
It's basically
in a
being
car.
like, Mom, can I please get a drip? And she's like, no, not in the back of the car.
What's a drip?
It's a flake.
Oh, okay.
I made it up.
Okay. I was like, wait, is that a Dayton specific candy?
No.
The drip?
Like, can I get a drip, a flake, and a spill?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, not in the car.
Absolutely not in the car. You can have...
We're going to need to put you in a high chair to have a flake.
It feels like whoever made it was like, I don't give a shit what it looks like. It's my recipe and you're going to put it on the line because or your job's on the line.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I was doing a really fun character of Mr. Old Man Flake.
Sorry, Mr. Flake. We need the dog to come lick this up. Dogs love chocolate.
No, Beth. Beth does not have a dog and does not know the rules of poison.
No, I know the rules. My Stuart, who has passed, he ate an entire bag of peanut M&Ms at my sister's house. He climbed up on the table. He was never the same after that.
Really?
I think it's just hard for them to process. Like,
yeah,
my dad learned the hard way that you're not supposed to feed your dogs lunch meat. He thought he was giving them a treat, but it's ruining their insides. That dog has passed.
Oh,
I know, it's sad.
But like, what kind of lunch meat? Because you can get like just the kind from Gelson's, the deli. That seems healthy, right?
I think it's filled with sodium and it's bad for the dogs. He thought he meant well, but again, that's not what killed it. He paid for that to be healed or something. I don't know, but
yeah.
It wasn't.
You're like, he hit him with a car.
It wasn't good in the long term.
All right.
Oh, a picnic. This is Guy's favorite.
Okay.
I'm worried because I'm seeing a raisin on the cover.
That's what I'm looking at.
And that's kind of upsetting to me.
Okay, so we're going...
The only time I like a raisin is if this is going to be a crazy thing. No, it's not crazy.
Are you going to say on Ants on a Log?
No. That's fine, actually. That's okay. But as a kid, I would say, get that raisin away from me.
Okay.
I was going to say, the only time I eat raisins these days is in trail mix. Yeah. And it's got to be after I've had my fun with the chocolate and the peanuts. And it's like a closer for me. A salty raisin.
Wait. It's the closer?
Yeah.
To me, I would put all of them in my hand at the same time so that you get like
too
much. And so you can't really taste the raisin.
Interesting. I'm never combining it.
I don't mind raisins.
I'm keeping it separate. Okay, so this is a
picnic.
A picnic, and it's a bar. It's by Cadbury. It looks like
I like the packaging.
A tree.
I don't know if we're talking about
with
packaging.
Knobs.
Yeah.
And it looks like a tree with cystic acne or warts.
Yeah. No.
And
yeah.
It's a log. And it's called a picnic, and it's spelled like how you'd have one outside. It's kind of like friends.
You know what it looks like is a Baby Ruth with more peanuts
and a
like
flat
bumps.
bottom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
Baby Ruths, are they curvy all around? I'm almost positive they don't have a flat bottom. I'm gonna take a bite over my sink.
Okay, I love the thing in the middle.
Wow.
Oh, picnic!
Feels like I'm at a picnic.
I love the thing in the middle. They're like these little rice balls.
That's not the middle, is it?
It's my middle.
I've gotten a raisin and it's upsetting me. All right.
Right in the middle. That is delicious, those little rice ball things. The raisins, you don't need them.
It's sort of like they're sneaking in medicine for children.
They are. It's like when we would make like veggie stuff for Cleo.
Why do we need raisins?
We make her like veggie pancakes.
Are they even that good for you?
What, vegetables?
Raisins?
Oh, raisins?
They're subtle raisins, but I'm not going to take a second bite. I liked the first one enough with the rice.
I think it's really good. I'm impressed because I don't usually like milk chocolate.
I liked how it had caramel.
Yeah, I like this caramel. It is like a better Baby Ruth.
Better?
Yeah, Baby Ruth can suck my clit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
We just lost them as a sponsor.
No, we haven't.
Because of that comment.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah.
No, I think Picnic should be our sponsor.
I took a second bite. Classic me.
You're like, this is disgusting. I'm not taking a bite.
I secretly took a bite. It's like me telling you I'm going to break up with somebody and then I bring him to a party.
What's better than Snickers? If you're going to have a candy bar, and I will on the road, when they give him those candy and like I pretend like they're free, even though I know there's like a price list right there.
Where?
It's like a $4 Snickers in any hotel.
In your room?
Yeah. Snicker.
You got to check an expiration date on some of those.
Oh, you do. For basketball games,
Whoa.
They would tell you, put a Snicker, like eat a Snickers if you need to eat something. This is before protein bars were good. And I feel the same way about this. Like if you were, going to a basketball tournament and you had nothing else to eat, this is what you're going to eat right before the game and you're going to slam dunk. No doubt.
My favorite chocolate bar, American? What am I reaching for? Kit Kat? It's not really a chocolate bar. That's 4 slabs. Snickers, probably.
I'm trying to think of what I can't.
Reese's Sticks. They kind of came on the scene and blew my mind.
Oh, Reese's Sticks were so good.
Yeah.
Twix.
Twix I have had as recently as last month, but
do they hold up?
They leave me wanting something more.
Oh, M&M's is what I will get because I still feel like peanut M&M's when I get them, I do still feel like it's the mature choice.
And it's a meal.
It is.
I will get some pretzels, the smaller kind, the little bows, and not bows, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Classic pretzel. And I will take the pretzel and I'll dip it into the M&M until 2 are cradled within its circles and then put that in my mouth.
You know they have pretzel M&M's, right?
Not as good. I'm a bit of a cook.
I'm a chef.
I don't know if you know me, but I love to prepare a meal.
What about like the Payday or Baby Ruth?
Payday,
Paydays are-
absolutely.
Love a payday.
Payday.
Peanut and caramel.
And I used to have a joke about this, that like payday, when I moved to LA, I thought payday was eating healthy. I'd be like, well, I'm having a payday today, like instead of a Kit Kat bar. Payday is just peanuts and nugget.
Yeah.
Baby Ruth
Baby
has
Ruth is-
caramel too, I think.
Oh, look, is Baby Ruth flat on the bottom? That's the question I had.
Well, how else are you going to cook it? How are these made? I don't know.
Well, I got to go take a nap.
All right. Beth has come down from her sugar high, and the only thing that we can do is get out of this podcast episode. Thank you for listening, everyone. Please let us know what your favorite chocolate is.
I want to thank you very kindly for
just
listening.
Mail in. Just write a real letter, snail mail, and send it to Beth's personal address.
I have checked out of this podcast. Write us a male or female, whatever you want.
She's out, guys. She's a flake.
Remember when my mom said, I read your story?
Yeah. Did she mean Instagram?
She meant an Instagram story. It's really cute. Peace be with you. And
to you.
You can listen to our next episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've time traveled to next week.